birthday, and I'm a big bag of emotions. I do not have a reading update because I've been doing a lot of reading for another vlog, and so I just wanted to check in and say, yep, my birthday. Hey y'all, so no reading updates, but me and baby girl are at this. Hello. Welcome to another Recent Reads. I am currently sitting in a parking lot waiting for my parents to get here with my child. They're running late. I've been here for about 30 minutes, so, but I get it. Traveling with a toddler makes things late, so I'm just waiting until they get here. I'm gonna start the week off by listening to more of Tumble, not Rumble, because the last Recent Reads, all I did was call the book Rumble, and it's definitely Tumble. And so I'm gonna read that. We have some plans today. Baby girl's birthday is on Tuesday, so she's gonna have like a little party at school. So we are gonna make our way to Party City when we get back to our city, and I'll let her pick out whatever like character she wants. I was gonna do it by myself, but I was like, no, I'm gonna wait until I get her back so she can pick out what she wants to have at her party. And we're gonna do that. I have to pick up some packages from the store and then also grocery shopping. I think tonight's gonna be Sloppy Joe. That's the only thing I can think of. I apparently like did some work on my face right here. I don't know if y'all could see it. I had an allergic reaction to something and I scratched. I must have like really started scratching my face in my sleep. But it looks horrible, y'all. It looks so bad. I didn't even notice it until Friday of last week. But yeah, I don't know what the plans are going to be for reading this week. This week is going to be a little bit slower. My birthday is on Wednesday, and I have a live show planned with a couple of friends from the community, and so that should be fun. We'll just go from there and play it by ear, but I will check in later. I have a live show tonight with Bethany and a few other people about the role of classics and whether they should be taught anymore. That's going to be a fun discussion. That's at 9 o'clock tonight. And I probably need to get some filming done. See how that's going to work between the live show and whatever else needs to be done. I probably will try to get one video filmed in between the time that baby girl goes to bed and when we do the live show. But we shall see. Child, my face look greasy this morning. I went and put some Vaseline on my face. Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 20th. It is my child's 3rd birthday. And so I'm running extremely late this morning because of the fact that, I had to get all her birthday party stuff out the house this morning and just kind of taking my time with her because it is her birthday. Like, I have to admit, like, I kind of low-key let her sleep in a little bit this morning, and so that has completely thrown my schedule off. But I wanted to hop in really quick and really do an update because I don't feel like I updated at all yesterday. I don't think so. I think there's maybe some B-roll footage of me cooking, but that's about it. And so, yeah, that's about it. But I have finished 3 books so far this week. I ended up finishing Tumble, which, holy crap, y'all. Tumble, or maybe, no, I said I finished 3 books this week. I finished 2 books so far this week. I started my 3rd book. Tumble was so sad. Oh my gosh. So our main character, I think I talked a lot about this in last week's recent reads, where our main character is essentially struggling with who she is because she doesn't know her biological dad, and her stepdad wants to adopt her, and she's kind of having trouble reckoning with him wanting to adopt her when she doesn't even really have a relationship with a biological dad. So she ends up figuring out who her biological dad is. She meets him, and she's really interesting, and she finds out that on her dad's side of the family, like, they are wrestlers, like they are well-known wrestlers at that. And so she gets to meet them and learn more about them, and her mom keeps telling her, like, I just don't want you to get hurt, like, I don't want this to be a disappointment. Of course, she pushes back against her mom and is pretty much like, that was your relationship with him, I'm his daughter, my relationship is going to be different, and it's not. He is a huge disappointment to her, and it hurt my feelings so much because I am a single parent with another parent that is not involved at all, and so I know that there's a possibility that this could be my life. And as a parent, you don't, you know things that your child doesn't know about life and humans, and so you try to protect them as much as you can because you don't want them to get hurt, and they don't necessarily understand that sometimes. And so I saw what her mom was trying to do, like, I'm not bad talking your dad, but your dad is just not the most consistent human on the planet, and he's never been one to kind of settle down, and she's convinced that she can be the one to change her dad. And unfortunately, she doesn't realize, like, when people get to a certain age, there's no changing them. Like, they either have to want to change themselves. Like, there's not much that you can do. And her dad was pretty stuck in his ways, and it was just super unfortunate and heartbreaking to have to, like, watch her go through that process of just having a father who just continuously disappoints her day in and day out, and she can't understand why he just doesn't want to take the initiative and be the dad that he should be. And so seeing all of that come full circle, and seeing the kind of like the epiphany that she has towards the end of the book, where she realizes, like, this man is never going to change. As a kid, she's only 12, I believe, in the book, and she starts to realize, like, my dad knows nothing about me. There was a scene in particular that really crushed my soul, and, like, I was sitting at my desk at work, and I was like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. She went to, I forget where they went, I don't know if it was some type of festival or something like that, but there was a guy there that was selling poetry, and so you would tell him a little bit about yourself, and he would use that information in order to write a poem. So he was going to write a poem, like a poem from a dad to her daughter, and so he kept asking Manny, like, what's her favorite this, what's her favorite that, and, like, what else do you have to say about your daughter? And, like, they both were standing there like, oh, this is awkward because you don't know anything about me. And it's so true. He knew absolutely nothing about her. So he couldn't even get a poem done because, and he got mad at the guy for asking him questions. He was like, well, why are you asking me so many questions and you're supposed to be the poet and I'm paying you and I'm doing your job? And it's like, don't get mad at him because you don't know your child and you've never taken the initiative to know your child. And you still are not even trying to get to know your child, even though you're in a place now where you have that opportunity. So he just really irritated me because he put wrestling above everything instead of like, you know, you've missed 11 years of your daughter's life. Why not try to get the opportunity to get to know her? And so as a parent who's kind of experiencing the same thing, it makes me hurt for our main character. It makes me hurt for what my daughter may or may not like potentially go through. Try not to cry because today's her birthday and I'm a big bag of emotions. I don't want to cry. It makes me hurt thinking about stuff like that. But you know, the only thing that we can do, like her mom did, is just, you know, we let our kids kind of explore their feelings, and you know, if they fall and they get hurt, we are there to pick them up and wipe the dirt off and clean off the scrapes and get them back on their feet. You know, that's our job as parents. So that was a 5-star book for me. That was a 5-star book for me. The next one that I ended up reading was Empty Smile by Catherine Arden. This is a conclusion to what is the name of this series? I can't even remember the name of the series. Dang. What is the name of this series, y'all? I can't remember. Anyway, I'll probably put it on the screen somewhere. But I finished that series up, the quartet. Empty Smiles was okay. I liked the setting, and I'm glad that because each one follows a season. So the first one was fall, then we got winter, and then we got spring, and then this was summer. And I like that she used the carnival and clowns as a basis for the horror elements of this one. But we have this main character who's called the Smiling Man. He's the one who has pretty much terrorized our main characters from the get-go. And so what I was hoping is that, because in the first 3 books you don't really get context for why he behaves the way he behaves and why he's picking these kids in particular to kind of terrorize them, like you don't really know. So I was hoping that in this 4th book we would get more of his backstory, but we didn't. We get a little bit of like why he kind of does some stuff, like how some of the stuff he does is not really optional. It's another entity or force at play that like he has no choice but to do it. But we don't really know much else besides that. And so that was kind of frustrating because I think that was a perfect opportunity for Catherine Arden to really explore and give readers more of his backstory. I still think it was it's a solid conclusion to the series. Like, I think that the character development and the friendship growth that occurs over the course of the 4 books is something that a lot of younger readers will look forward to. But I know a lot of people who are older that are my age were looking for that backstory of the Smiling Man, and we didn't really get it. So that has potential to be a huge disappointment. I hope that Catherine Arden continues to explore writing, you know, spooky middle grade books. I think that she does have a gift for it, but if we're going to go with an entity or specific element, especially one that has such a huge presence and is so dark across the first 3 books, we've got to kind of continue that energy in the 4th one. So I'm going to give that one 3 stars. I am currently reading the book or listening to Cookies and Milk, which is the story of Famous Amos, written by Sean Amos, which is his son, and the summer that he spent when his dad decided that he wanted to open up a chocolate chip cookie store. So I am literally in the beginnings of this. It's already interesting. The audiobook is really, really good. I definitely would recommend this one for fans of like Jason Reynolds. Particularly if you like the audio behind Stunt Boy in the meantime, I think those same kids would enjoy Milk and Cookies as well. I am interested in seeing how the relationship is going to develop between him and his dad, because his parents have split and his mom went away, and so he has to spend these 6 weeks with his dad, and their relationship is a little on the complicated side, and so he's not really looking forward to having to spend these 6 weeks with his dad. But it's already interesting, like, watching them go through the process of like using the shop and having to make the cookies and all of that. I think it's absolutely fascinating. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. I am about to be at work, and so I will check in later. I have to leave. I have to take my lunch break, not leave, but I have to take my lunch break today to take my daughter her cupcakes and stuff for her party, and so that's what I'll be doing for my lunch break this afternoon. But other than that, everything else is good. I don't want to hit that thing the wrong way. Other than that, everything else is good. And I will check in with y'all later. I do not have a reading update because I've been doing a lot of reading for another vlog, and so I just wanted to check in and say it's my birthday. I'm officially 31. Today has been okay. I haven't really been doing much besides working, and so that's pretty much how it's gonna stay. I don't know what I'm gonna pick up. I'm trying to finish a couple of things for this banned books reading vlog that I'm doing, which will go up before this goes up, so you'll be seeing this one, not this video, but you'll be seeing the banned books vlog on Thursday, and you won't see this till Sunday. But I've already finished 2 books for that vlog, which was, what are the 2 books I finished? Forever by Judy Blume, and then A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline Ellingle. I think that's how you say her last name. And then I'm trying to finish up New Kid, and then 2 or 3 picture books. So that's all I gotta do. That's all I have to say to check in. I'm at work right now, and I feel like everybody and their mama is watching me, but it is what it is. It's weird. It's strange, but it's fine. It's not a problem. Kind of. It is awkward. It's awkward vlogging when people are watching, but at the same time, do I care? Kind of, but then again, not really. But I'll check in later. Hey y'all, so it is Thursday, September 22nd. I am recovering from last night. The live show was so much fun. You can check it out on my channel. We played a lot of games. It was super fun. Thank you so much to everyone who came. Thank you to Izzy for organizing the games. It was fun. And I had a little too much fun, so now I'm kind of a low-key like on the struggle bus type of situation here, but that's fine. I just want to do a quick check-in because I did finish up everything that I wanted to finish up for that banned books vlog. I did kind of move my schedule around because of like how everything went last night. Like, I didn't feel like editing last night, to be honest with y'all. Like, I just wasn't in the mood to edit, and so that vlog probably is not going to go up until maybe Saturday. I highly doubt it would even go up tonight. I haven't decided. It's either gonna go up tomorrow or it's gonna go up Saturday, and I'm just gonna push some other stuff around for the rest of the month. But like, I just don't have any urge, like dire urge to I didn't have a dire urge to sit down and edit that vlog. But I am back to reading some other stuff. I was picking up Cookies and Milk, which is by Famous Amos's son, Sean Amos. I'm gonna go back to that, but I went on Libby and I realized that my hold for the new Karen McManus book, which don't ask me what the title is because, child, I don't even remember, but I'll put it on the screen. I didn't realize that my hold for that was about to expire in a few days, so I was like, well, I'm less likely to lose the hold for the Famous Amos book because nobody is waiting for that one, but there's like 6 people behind me waiting for the Karen McManus book, so I'm like, let me just go ahead and work on this one. So I don't even feel like my air is on. It's hot, y'all. My car is saying that it is 103 degrees outside. Yesterday, my birthday, is the last day of summer. It's the last day of summer. So what the hell? Like, I'm so confused by that. Like, oh, it's aggravating. That it's so hot. I hate living here. Anyway, I can't remember the name of the title of the Karen McManus book, but it is a Karen McManus book. And it's told in dual perspective between these two main characters who both were in this town. They went to this high school and their teacher ends up dead, and it's Bryn and Trip. Bryn wasn't there. She wasn't present when they found his body, but Trip was. And so it floats a little bit back between past and the present. They were friends at one point and now not so much. Bryn is like this wannabe investigative journalist, and Trip is just trying to keep his head low, but him and Bryn don't necessarily get along the same way they did like 4 years prior to this book. And so it's kind of in the same vein as what Karen McManus typically does. I am kind of like not like falling off with her, but I literally have read everything that Karen McManus has published at this point. Like literally everything. This is the only book of hers that I have never read. And so most of her books for me lately have just been like 3 stars, kind of not mediocre, but they're just okay. Like they're nothing to brag home about. And so this is disappointing because I thought she was going to be like this force to be reckoned with when it came to YA mystery and thriller. And so far, I don't know. I'm just kind of like okay with this book. Like I'm not super invested. So I'm hoping that as the story continues, I get more invested. I am actually on my way to go get my food from Moe's. I got a free burrito because yesterday was my birthday, so I'm on my way to go pick that up. And I'm going to go back up to my desk and continue to work. So I'm going to work while I eat. And then while I'm working and eating, doing all the multitasking in the world, I'm going to continue to listen to the book. Hopefully, I feel like because of how I'm listening to it, I'm thinking that maybe I can finish this one today. So I can just go ahead and return it. I just have been reading a lot this week. I have finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be my 8th book for the week. So I don't know what's going on here, but it's a lot going on. And so we're just going to continue to go with it. I also brought Amari and the Night Brothers with me, but I'm not going to have a time to pick it up today at work. I probably will pick it up tomorrow during my lunch break and pick it up some tonight after I get some filming done. But I want to go ahead and start my vlog for the Amari and the Night Brothers and Amari and the Great Game, which is going out to my patrons at the end of next week. And so, yeah, that's it. Just thought I'd do a quick check-in. I will check in with y'all later. Hey y'all, so no reading update, but me and baby girl are at the zoo and we're excited. We're about to take the tram to get to the actual zoo part. We're in the botanical gardens right now, but I just wanted to check in because y'all are about to get a whole bunch of B-roll footage from me, so don't be surprised. Hey y'all, so I just wanted to do this really last quick check-in. If you hear munching, please don't mind. It's my child eating lunch, and so because we're just at that point in the day. So just wanted to go back over what I read for this week, which was quite a bit. I'm actually in the process of going through and making sure that I am now slowly updating my reviews and answering comments to YouTube. That's what I was doing this morning. And we just got back from grocery shopping. So I did end up finishing Tumble, like I talked about at some point in this video, which you will know because there'll be timestamps in the description. I also ended up finishing Empty Smiles, which is the conclusion to, once again, I can't remember the name of the series. That's ridiculous. Anyway, the conclusion to that, I ended up reading some other books for the second vlog that I did that would have gone up yesterday when this is going up. So I ended up reading Forever, A Wrinkle in Time, New Kid, and then also 2 picture books, which if you are interested in checking out that vlog, I'll make sure that it's linked in the card symbol above. I also ended up finishing some other additional things this week. Even though it seems like I wasn't reading because I wasn't coming with reading updates, I really was reading quite a bit. So I did end up finishing Nothing More to Tell by Karen McManus, which is her 6th book release. And I gave it 3.5 stars. As I was talking about on Thursday, it follows 2 students whose teacher had gotten murdered 4 years prior to the time in which this book takes place. And so we follow their dual perspectives as they try to figure out what actually ended up happening to their teacher. I think what I really enjoyed about this one, this first of all, let me say this. This is the strongest that Karen McManus has come in a very long time in terms of her writing. In the past few books that I've read by her, they've been like kind of like mediocre, okay books. This one was a little bit better, and I liked it in terms of the character development because I feel like we got a lot of backstory, a lot of insight, a lot of interconnectedness between characters, which I really did enjoy. I think that I was immersed in the story, but the thing that kind of threw me off with this one is that there was too many potential people who could have killed this man. And while I think I understand where she was going with this, it became exhausting. So we'd have a character who like would be kind of close to possibly being the killer, and then it would be found out by our main characters, okay, that they're not the killer. Then it'd be this person, then this person. So by the time we got to the end of the book, I was kind of like, all right, you know, at this point, I think I'm kind of just done with the whole situation. I think that I just don't even want to hear who killed this man anymore. Like, and the person who killed him, I was like, really? And then the reason why they killed him, I was like, that's low-key kind of basic, but that's just me. So 3.5 stars, better than it had been in the past, or in her past couple of books that I've read. I also decided to read 2 short novellas, which is redundant because a novella is short, but I decided to read 2 novellas, one erotica, one, I guess they both kind of are erotica. The first one kind of ends in a happy for now type of situation, maybe, I don't know. It's the prequel to a greater series that I think is forthcoming. So thank you to Izzy for Happy From Now for recommending Real by the Easter Bunny, which is the first book in the Valley of the Gods series by Dahlia Davies. This was an interesting book. I think the world building, the whole concept of old gods is really intriguing. And we have this main character who, by the way, content warning for verbal and emotional abuse. She's trying to get out of that situation, so she goes to the old gods to make a bargain in order to, you know, get whatever power and authority that she needs, and she cuts a deal that leads to her having to have some fun and interesting times with the Easter Bunny. I quite enjoyed myself, to be quite honest with you. I know that seems really weird, but I did enjoy this one and I gave it 4 stars. I already have the second one checked out on KU, so there's that. And then I also ended up reading a Rianne Burnett book, which is Underwater Pleasures, which is Desiring the Merman #1. I have the second book already checked out on my Kindle as well. I gave this one 4 stars. We follow a main character by the name of Zara, who ends up going back to Jamaica. She hadn't been in a while because of her work schedule and stuff, so she decides to go home and visit. She initially wants to stay in a hotel, but then she goes to go visit her family. and she makes her way to the beach, and she meets a merman, and things happen, and she finds out more about her connection to the water, her family's connection to mer people. I thought it was really interesting, and I loved this story so much. Like, I wanted a longer story. I think that Burnett definitely could have gone with a, like, not even a full-length novel, but like a longer novella would have been amazing. But I know typically she doesn't write those. A lot of her books are 30-40 pages, but this one was really good and I enjoyed it, and so that's why I went ahead and checked out the second one. So if you're looking for black love monster romance, I definitely would recommend checking out Rianne Burnett for that. And so I kind of am leaving off the week. I also forgot to say I ended up reading Forever this week as well. So I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 11 books somewhere. It'll be in the title how many I read this week, which is, it's a better reading week than I've had in a while. But for the upcoming week, I think I will talk a little bit about what I've been currently reading. I thought I was going to finish Priest, which is the first book in the series by Sierra Simone. I thought I was going to finish that one before this vlog had to go up, but unfortunately I have like an hour of the audiobook left, so I'm just gonna save it for the next recent reads. But as always, if you like this video, well, before I tell you that, let me know what you read this week. I'm just getting beside myself. It's a lot going on here right now, like today. So I'm kind of trying to get a lot accomplished. I'm kind of a little bit on the scatterbrain side. But as always, if you could possibly tell me what you read this week, if you read anything, what you're currently reading, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And if you're looking for ways to support the channel, follow me on social media. All links will be down in the description box below, and I'll be back with another video soon.